Hi there, everyone. I hope you have had a fantastic weekend. And thank you for joining me again. Today, we're going to talk about skin conditions. So, last week we talked about the different skin types. And today, we're going to go a little bit more into skin conditions. Now, sometimes they can get a little bit confused with skin types. And there are some skin conditions that overlap others. The symptoms and ways you decide what sort of condition it is can sometimes be similar to other conditions. So there are five main skin conditions that we can help with, and they include dehydration, lines and wrinkles and aging skin, and sagging skin. And then you've got blemishes and breakouts, sensitive skin, and dull skin and pigmentation. So sometimes sensitivity gets classed as a skin type, but it's actually a skin condition. So what I want to talk to you about, I'm going to just go through a little bit about each one. And I'll also suggest a couple of our products that can help with those conditions. So first of all, I want to talk about dehydration. Now, any skin type can be dehydrated. So dehydration is a lack of moisture. It's not a lack of oil. So that's the difference. So dry skin is lacking oil. Dehydrated skin is lacking moisture. And that can be caused by a few different things. Not drinking enough water, not using a moisturizer, smoking, the sun, pollution, poor diet. They can all affect your skin and help it, make it become dehydrated. So the way you can tell some skin is dehydrated, last time I talked about a little bit about the pinch test. So the same sort of thing. If you pinch the skin and it takes ages to go back down, that's a sure sign that your skin is dehydrated. Also, you'll find skin that's dehydrated if you press gently on the skin, you might see crisscross lines. I'll just take you to a slide that I've put together. So this gives you an idea. So the skin will have those little crisscross lines. You'll also notice that it might be sensitive because it's so dehydrated. It might be showing signs of redness. It could also be quite dull. So it also can lead to premature aging of the skin. So it's really important to keep the moisture up in your skin. So as I said, drinking plenty of fluid like water, because your skin is 80% water. So you need to keep the water up to it. Also using a good quality moisturizer that's going to put moisture in. Using a hyaluronic acid in product will also help to plump the skin and draw in that moisture and keep it in the skin cells to stop your skin from dehydrating. So moisturizers work on the top, as I mentioned last week. So you need those serums that are going to draw that moisture into the skin, help to plump it and keep it looking glowing and hydrated. So a couple of the products that we could use would be the moisturizing system. So this one here, so that has your hyaluronic acid in it. Also the Aqua Supply Boost, that's very similar product. This one is a serum that absorbs into the skin and draws the moisture in. The Aqua Boost Supply also has hyaluronic acid, but it gives your skin a moisture, like a drink straight away. And it also puts a thin film onto the skin to stop the moisture from seeping out. So it keeps it and traps it in. So they both work in similar ways. Also using the Platinum Power Mask. that's going to put more moisture into skin and help it to stop being dehydrated. So there's a couple of products there that give you an idea what to use on dehydrated skin. The next one I want to talk about is oh goodness, I'll get it right sometime, is lines and wrinkles and sagging skin and premature aging. So as we age, our skin doesn't rejuvenate like it used to. So that beautiful, plump, unlined skin we had at 20 starts to get those little fine lines and wrinkles, probably about late 20s, 30s. And as you age and your collagen elastin has decreased and it's not producing the way it used to, you will you'll see signs of fine lines and wrinkles. So fine lines and wrinkles will be fine lines and wrinkles, and dehydration can cause that. You'll lose loss of firmness, your skin will look a bit saggy, it'll also maybe look a little bit dull. Foods, and that will help the aging process and help to restore the collagen and strengthen the skin from the inside out. Using products that are specifically designed for helping to prevent aging is another way you can help. So a few of the products I would suggest would be our brand new Restore Pro. That skincare range is perfect for helping to stop those signs of aging, to prevent them and to help repair them. Also your Platinum range, so your Tight Firm and Fill serum, your lip and eye serum. Also the Power Mask, again, is going to help to firm up the skin. The retinol and vitamin C serum will help with that. So will the vitamin B booster. So that's your little vitamin B one. As well as that, we have the fabulous concentrate. So you've got the firming one that's going to help to firm the skin up. Now, with these, you need to, they're so concentrated, you can't use them directly on your skin. So you need to mix it either with some moisturizing system or your Aqua Boost supply. So you put a little bit of the product, and 1 or 2 drops of your concentrate, and then massage over your face. And you would do that after you've toned before you do all your other products. So that's going to help with those fine lines and wrinkles. And of course, using SPF 50, that's going to help prevent, the anti-aging from the sun. So it's important to use that as well. So the next one I want to talk about is blemishes and breakouts. Now, any age can have blemished skin, but generally it's in the teens and early 20s where the hormones are a little bit crazy, and you're prone to pimples and breakouts. Mostly it's more often than not that it's with oily skin. They'll see that sort of shine all over, or particularly with the T-zone. And it also, you'll notice that the pores will be a bit enlarged and the skin can be quite coarse. So ways you can tell, you'll see blemishes, clogged pores, excess oil production. So overproduction of the sebum or the oil is often from hormonal changes. It can be from medication. It can even be from stress. And I remember once they used to say that if there's different parts of your skin that will notice different breakouts. So your cheeks is if you haven't been eating well. The chin is usually hormonal, and the forehead can often be from stress. So there's a few ways to help with blemished skin and breakouts. One, of course, is to keep the skin really nice and clean, and using a foaming cleanser rather than a cream cleanser, because that foam is going to cut through that excess oil. Also using an exfoliator at least once or twice a week. And what that does, it removes those dead skin cells that can be sitting on top of the skin that cause that little lid to sit on the pore and trap all that excess oil in, and which then turns into the bacteria gets in there and it turns into a pimple. So keeping the skin clean and exfoliating is going to do a lot to help with stopping blemishes, or at least helping to get rid of them a little quicker. And also using products that are for oily skin. So you want to use lighter moisturizers. You still want moisture, but you just don't want that excess oil. So the clear range is perfect. If you wanted to use one of the Nutrimoist, the Nutrimoist EL would be the one I would suggest because it's nice and light. Also using either the apricot scrub and mask. So using it as a mask will draw the excess oil out, and then the scrub will help exfoliate away the dead skin. Same with the clarifying clay mask. It does the same sort of thing. It will draw the impurities out. That clay gets rid of that excess oil, and then the rice powder will exfoliate the skin. Another one of our newer products, the AHA treatment, is just perfect because it unclogs the pores and helps you gently remove all that dead skin. So those will all help with, or another product would be the normalizing cream. It's just perfect for using on blemished skin. It just helps to normalize the skin, and it helps relieve the redness that you can get with lots of breakouts and pimples. But it does help to clear the skin. So that's another product that's really great for blemishes and breakouts. Then we've got pigmentation, age spots and sunspots. So this photo shows a lot of sun damage, but you can see that little spot under her eye. That's classed as an age spot or pigmentation. And the rest is basically sun damage. The sun prevents your cells from, as they age, they don't stop the UV rays like they used to, and the rays will go down into the skin cell. It's almost like there's little gaps in the cell, and that sun gets in there, and it changes the melanin that's in your skin, and that's what makes the dark color. You can also have pigmentation that can be genetic, but often it's sun exposure and aging. So as I said, the pigmentation is the overproduction of melanin in the skin cells, and it causes discoloration. And that's what those brown spots are. So it can also be from hormonal. Some women, when they're pregnant, get some terrible pigmentation, but often it tends to fade away once bud comes along. So there are a few ways of dealing with pigmentation. First is prevention. So SPF 50, using a sunscreen every day, is going to help prevent those sun rays from getting down into the skin cells and causing that overproduction of melanin. So that's probably the best way to start with. But there are a few products that we have that are going to help to reduce the signs of the pigmentation. So it might gently fade them, but also help prevent any further damage. So we've got our Restore Pro range, the Platinum range. The Whiter Age is perfect for helping with uneven skin tone. And in that range there is the serum that helps to, little bubbles in it that help to fade the pigmentation. Also your Tight Firm and Fill serum. Using the exfoliator is going to help to remove those layers of skin on the top where that pigmentation is. So for instance, using your AHA will help with that. Also the microdermabrasion, because it gently polishes and resurfaces the skin. So it takes away that skin where the pigmentation on the top is. So that's going to help. Of course, using your Smart Shield, so that's your 50+ day lotion, which helps with pollution as well. And the Clarity Booster. And in our concentrates, there is actually a anti-pigmentation one. So again, you would use that one with either moisturizing system or with your Aqua Boost apply. So gently apply that. Even if you just did that at night time, and it'll work its little magic and help to fade that pigmentation. And then using your other products like a sunscreen, and that's going to help to prevent any further damage. And then also we have dull skin. So dull skin is when your skin is looking lackluster, it's flat, it's could even have a bit of a grey sort of a tinge to it. It could be rough and bumpy, and it's often accompanied by uneven skin tone. And it can make the skin look a bit dry and patchy. So as we age, like everything, your skin doesn't regenerate like it used to. So it will can tend to be looking, a little bit dull and not as glowing as it used to. So using to help improve that again is exfoliating. Getting rid of those dead skin cells will help the new skin cells to come to the top and plump the skin back up. So using a microdermabrasion or the AHA serum treatment is perfect for that. Also using Restore Pro and Platinum, they're going to help to make your skin look more luminous. The vitamin B booster will help with that. So there's a few products that we have that are going to help with dull skin. And I just realized I haven't put in sensitive skin, but it is a skin condition. So sensitive skin is not a skin type. Sensitivity is a condition, and it's caused by a lot of the things we've just talked about. So if your skin is dehydrated, it can feel sensitive. So when you put different products on it, or if you use really hot water, the skin can be quite sensitive to different products and to the environment. Also, it can feel tight. It can sometimes look red. So if skin is quite sensitive, using the wrong products or just sometimes in the wind and that, it can irritate the skin and give it that redness look. So lots of things we can use for sensitive skin. And often you'll find that if the skin is sensitive it could be due to medication. It could just be environmental factors. It could be using the wrong products that are stripping the skin and making it sensitive to other ingredients and to the environment. So using the right skincare is the best thing you can do to start with, making sure it's not dehydrated. Our Comfort Plus is perfect for someone who comes to you and says, look, my skin is really quite sensitive. It seems to react to lots of different things. So Comfort Plus is perfect for that. And the great thing about Comfort Plus is it helps with anti-aging as well. So it's not just a skincare that's going to calm the skin and help with redness and not irritate the skin. It does help with those fine lines and wrinkles, because often the skin might be dehydrated, so those fine lines and wrinkles are more noticeable. So you're also using your moisturizing system or the Aqua Boost Supply. That's going to keep the moisture in, and that helps to stop the irritation, which helps to stop sensitivity. So there's a few different, and then even using the vitamin B booster, that's going to help. But again, using SPF 50 is going to stop the sun and the environment and pollution from affecting the skin. So that's going to help with sensitivity. So I've just realized I haven't put that page in my little module that I've downloaded for you today. So what I will do, I'll update that and I'll add that page in for you so that you've got the page all about sensitivity. Because often we have people say, oh, look, I've got sensitive skin. And it's a bit hard to say to them, oh, look, it's actually a condition with your skin. So their skin might be dry, or it could even be normal. But because it's a bit dehydrated, because it's sun damaged, or maybe on lots of medication, or they're just out in the wind and the pollution a lot, all those things can affect the sensitivity of their skin. They might be using the wrong exfoliator, and they're, rubbing their skin too much and taking the affecting that acid mantle. So that's going to make their skin more sensitive. Maybe they're not using a toner and the pH is wrong. And sometimes I found they would use someone with skin that's reactive and sensitive. They might use a Comfort Plus for 2 or 3 months, and it gets their skin back to the right balance, and then they can use one of our other skincare ranges. So it's not usually a permanent condition, but it's often associated with other types of conditions. So, as I say, dehydration or sun damage and dull skin can often be sensitive. So it's just working out exactly what sort of things are they affecting their skin the most, and that helps you work out what the best products are for them to use. So I hope that's helped today. So I wanted to talk to you about today was the skin conditions, and next week we'll go into a little bit more about how to work out a skin routine, your basic skincare and the extra products that we can add in to help keep your skin glowing and looking amazing. So thank you for joining me again today. I hope that you have enjoyed this afternoon and you've got some extra information that's going to help you with your own skin. And maybe you have a few customers that are looking at skincare and you're not quite sure, they're not quite sure which one to use. Hopefully that might just help you a little bit. So working out their skin type using what we learned last week, and then today you can go a little bit deeper and ask her about what things worry her the most. So it just might be the lines and wrinkles. She just wants to get rid of those. And so she might have a few of the skin conditions that we've talked about. But what I do is work out what worries her the most right now and maybe add one extra product in to help with that. And then once you've got that a little bit under control, then work on the next thing. So maybe she's also worried about pigmentation. If you went on to Restore or Platinum, you're going to help with those anyway. But you can also, add in the the firming serum or add in the pigmentation serum. So just working out what is worrying you or your customer the most at the moment. Work on that first. Use a skincare that's going to help with those. And if you're not sure, please just reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you if you're not quite sure which skincare is best for you or to recommend for someone. I'm sure I can help you with that. And getting them onto the right skincare is the first step. And then helping with by adding in some extra products that treat that skin condition that they're worried about is going to give them beautiful glowing skin. And they'll love you for it because you've helped them to make them feel confident in their skin without having to go and use 50 different products. So I hope that's helped you. And thank you again for joining me and look forward to chatting with you again next week. Have a fabulous week.